Hi, Snow. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good, good. How's the weather?
It's hot. But in the morning, have a little rain.
Oh, okay. It was the opposite for me over here in New York. So it was very hot during the day, um, but then towards the evening, it started to get cool, um, and it got foggy. The sky got foggy, and then it started to rain a little bit, to cool off, um, the the environment. So yeah, it was sunny and hot in the beginning, and then cool and rainy, towards the end of the day. Yeah, cool, cool. So how has your week been? Your classes and yeah.
Today I don't have class. Uh, because some class is ending. And uh, yeah. So I review my some book. Because we near the test.
Oh, okay, okay. So you're just like reviewing your maybe your textbook because there's
Yeah.
so you have like the final exams of the term, right?
Yeah. It's total with the final exam have almost 1 month. But in that 1 month, if you don't review from now, I think I can't complete
Uh,
review all book.
oh, okay, I see, I see. So the final exams are 1 month long. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so you just want to start reviewing now, right?
Yeah.
I see, I see. Gotcha, gotcha. So that means that the final exams begin next month in June.
In June ending and
Oh,
in July begin.
okay. So end of June, beginning of July. End of June, beginning of
Yeah.
July. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, okay. So from now until the end of June, you don't have any more
Yeah.
classes?
No, I also have some class,
Mm.
but some class is ending and some class is beginning.
Oh.
Because the schedule is like the all weeks, the all term have the 1 8 uh have 18, yeah, have 18 weeks. But every week's class is different.
Mm. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So for our lesson today, we're going to talk about supermoons. Do you know what a supermoon is?
A very big one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah. Have you ever seen a supermoon before?
Um, this year's I can't look that. I don't look that.
Mm.
But in uh the 2019,
Mm-hmm.
I watched it one times. But it's from the other people's picture.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, because um, today actually, there was a supermoon,
Yeah.
and on May 26th, there was a supermoon, and
Yeah.
I think I think like this happens. It doesn't happen very often. It's rare. It's rare for it to happen. And uh, it was, I guess, like it was super moon, but it was also a blood moon because it was very red. It was completely red.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna talk about it and just understand a little bit more about what super moons are and what blood moons are. Um, so were you able to open the site, the website?
Yeah.
All right,
I
great,
open
great,
it.
great. Okay. So let's start. Let's go to the lesson or the article, and you can see the moon, right? Like it's so beautiful, right? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And all right. So let's start by just reading the title, and yeah,
Mm,
start from there.
a supermoon and a lunar eclipse are both happening on May 26th. Here is why. Um, the blood moon is appearing for the first time since 2019.
Okay. All right, guys. So we can just stop there. So um, supermoon, as you said, is like when the moon is like very big, right? It looks very big to us.
Yes.
And then the lunar eclipse is the lunar eclipse is the reason why the moon looks red, right? So that they call it a blood moon because it's like red, right? And
Yes.
they also said that this is the first time that it's happened since 2019. So um, the last blood moon was 2 years ago. Um, so this was basically like you had to wait 2 years to see another one. So um, yeah. All right. Let's see. Um, I don't think we need to read the first paragraph. Um, let's see. So let's go to the section where it says, "Why do we have lunar eclipses?"
Mm, yes. Mm, why do we have lunar eclipse? Eclipse.
Eclipses.
Guys.
Hmm.
Eclipses. The simple answer is because the moon sometimes passes through the shadow of Earth. There are more to it than that. Eclipses have to happen during a full moon. When the moon is full, it means the sun, Earth, and the moon are alignment.
Mm. In
Now,
um
your mind
in alignment.
align alignment.
Hmm.
Yes. Now, you might be thinking, why don't we have lunar eclipses every full moon? The moon's orbit isn't perfectly matched up with Earth. It's titled 5 degrees.
Tilted.
Uh,
Tilted 5 degrees.
tilted,
Hmm.
yes,
Hmm.
tilted 5 degrees.
Yeah. All right. Wait. Hold on. So let's stop
Um,
here real quick. Okay. Um.
yes.
All right. So let's understand what it's talking about. So do you understand when they're talking about the sun, the earth, and the moon are in
Yes.
alignment? Do you know what they mean when they say that?
Um, that means it's on the line, and the Earth is in that. Um, it makes some uh like that is the sun,
Mm-hmm.
that is the sun, and that is the Earth, and in that is the moon. When the moon behind the Earth, it don't have the sunlight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, I studied that because the moon don't have the light, its light is from the sun. So when the sun can't shine the moon, the earth behind it, it don't have uh, it don't have light, and so it can't look the earth.
Yeah, yeah. So, can you see the image in the article where it shows the sun, Earth, and the moon, and you see like the moon is like moving around the Earth? Do you see that picture?
Uh,
Um,
the I think the moon is around the Earth,
hmm.
and it with the Earth to around uh, the sun. Yes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sun is in that, and the Earth is that, and the moon is that. the moon with the Earth in that.
I yep. I see. I see. So are you? Let's see. If I let me just send this picture to you. Um,
Yeah.
do you see that picture in the article?
Um, that picture. Uh,
It's
yeah, I
yeah.
saw
You
it.
see it, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is what it's talking about when it says alignment. It's like um, it's exactly what you were talking about, right? So you have the sun, and then you have the
Yeah,
earth, and then you have the moon, right?
yeah,
But they have to be on the same line. So like they have to be on the same line. So the sun has to be here, the earth, and then the moon.
yeah,
Like sometimes the moon goes up and it goes down, right? But it has
yeah,
to be on the same line. It has to be like this. If it's like this,
yeah.
then it's not in alignment.
Yeah,
Yeah. If it's like this, it's not in alignment. This is
yeah,
alignment, right? Um, and that's when you have the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse is when you see the full moon um,
yeah,
from Earth, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Um, so that's basically why we don't always see the full moon, right? Because the moon sometimes tilts, right? It tilts
Yeah,
5 degrees, 5 degrees, um,
yeah.
and that's the reason why we don't always see it. We don't always see a lunar eclipse. Okay, does that make
Yeah.
sense? All right. All right. So let's continue reading.
Continue reading.
Hmm.
No one is completely sure why. Um, but it might have to do with how the moon was likely formed from a massive object smashing into Earth. This means during most full moons, the shadow misses the moon, as you can see in the diagram above. But there are 2 points in the moon's orbit where the shadow can fall on Earth. These are called nodes.
Okay. Okay. So
Is that
let's
okay?
let's 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 stop here. So this one is kind of tricky to understand. Um, so it's saying like during the full moon, right?
Yeah,
It says the shadow misses the moon,
yeah.
right? Do you understand what they mean when they say that? Like the shadow misses the moon?
Mm, I think the shadow misses moon. What it means? Mm, it's all moon and don't have the shadow to eat the moon. Like the moon is a circle.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like so it's talking about like the shadow that uh the I guess like you would say like the earth kind of creates. Um,
Yeah,
so when the sun hits the earth, right? Like the sun is here and then the earth is here and then the light hits the earth right here. And then there's a
yeah,
shadow. There's a shadow on this side of the earth because there's a shadow on here because there's no sunlight on this side, right? There's no sunlight here. There's only sunlight on this
yeah,
side, right? Um,
yeah,
so they're talking about like that kind of thing. They're talking about like the shadow misses the moon. So like the moon,
understand.
yeah, the moon doesn't,
Oh,
yeah, exactly. The moon doesn't get that shadow. So then the moon has light. Actually has light on there on the moon. So it's like the shadow of the Earth is not covering the moon. Um, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sure. Your voice still moving.
Okay, okay.
Because in the Genesis,
Oh, okay. So I think a good example will be this picture right here. I think this picture is a good example of what we're talking about.
yeah, because I'm in the cafe, so they make some cakes on the smoothies.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so this is a good picture. This is a good picture right here.
Yeah.
Um, so do you see the picture in the article?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a good picture of like the sun is in the middle, right? And
Yeah.
then the earth. And you can kind of see like the two nodes that it was talking about. You see the pink dots? The two pink dots in the picture.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So those pink dots are the nodes, and it's just talking about those are the points, those are the places where um, the the shadow misses the moon. So those are the places where you can actually see the moon completely. So,
In
mhm.
when the moon behind um the sun and the earth, it's in that shadow, and in that point,
Mhm.
in that can look the fall, and in that, I think we don't look the moon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's you can actually see the moon in both of those nodes. So it's interesting. So um, the first one, the first pink dot, where the moon is in between. The moon is in between the sun and the earth. That's called the solar eclipse, right?
Yeah,
Um, solar eclipse. But then the part where the moon is behind the earth, right? Whereas sun, earth, then moon, then that's the lunar eclipse.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's really interesting, yeah, because in both of those places you can see the moon completely. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Oh, sorry. It's
the
like
first can look it completely,
yeah.
and the another is we can't see that.
Yeah, exactly. So lunar eclipse you can see it completely. Solar eclipse you see like it's like a black moon. So it's like
Yeah,
yeah, it's completely dark with solar eclipse. Solar eclipse is dark, but then lunar eclipse it's completely white. It's completely bright. Yeah.
yeah, it shadows the sun, the sunlight, the morning real dark.
Exactly. Yep. All right, great. So let's continue reading.
Yeah. And um, during a total,
It
oh,
says for a total eclipse to occur.
for a total eclipse to occur, the moon needs to be at or very close to one of the nodes. Um, when the sun, earth, and moon are aligned at a node,
Voila.
voila, uh, voila, yeah, the moon falls into the path of Earth's shadow. There are usually two or three lunar eclipses
Mm-hmm.
in a given year, and everyone lucky enough to be on the night side of Earth has a chance to witness it. You don't need any special equipment or protective glasses to wear one, but a pair of um, I
But
can't read that.
binoculars.
Yeah, binoculars will give you a better, more detailed view of the moon geography as it darkens in shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good, good. So let's take a look at the picture. It says what's a supermoon? You see the picture?
Um, yeah, I see the picture.
Yeah, so you see like two different sizes of the moon, right?
Yeah,
Yep. So on the left side, you see it says um, perigee. Perigee is a supermoon, and then the right side is apogee. Apogee, and that's the what is that?
it's a small moon.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, a mini moon. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so I think like uh, and do you know why that is? Do you know why it looks bigger sometimes and it looks smaller sometimes?
Mm, yeah, and it talks something to struck the earth. Um, but someone talks because the moon trick, yeah, it's talk the trick is not circle, is that in that, so in
Mm-hmm.
that way it's so have a little distance with the earth, and it looks so big, and in that it's so long distance, it looks
Mm-hmm.
so small.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. Good. So let's read a little bit about what you're talking about. I think you're talking about like the orbit. The orbit isn't a perfect circle. Yeah. All right. So let's read about it.
Mm, the last
Yeah,
part.
where it says the moon's orbit.
Yeah, the moon's orbit around the Earth is not a perfect circle. It's an ellipse that longer than it is wide. As the moon follows its orbit, it's sometimes closer to Earth and sometimes further far, farther away. At perigee, the closest the closest spot in orbit to Earth is around um, 31,000 and 16.8 miles closer to Earth than at Apogee
Hmm.
when it's the farthest away.
Good, 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 good. So, yeah, exactly. So that's what it is. So basically, it's talking about the what? What is it talking about? The moon's what? The moon's
Um, the moon's trick is
yeah, the
orbit.
orbit. Exactly, the moon's orbit. So the moon's orbit isn't a circle.
Yeah.
What is it? It's not a circle.
Um, i- it's
It's
um
it's what?
not circle. It's around the Earth.
Yeah. So it goes around the Earth in it's not a circle, but it's another shape. What's the shape called?
It's called the orbit.
Hmm.
It's not.
So the orbit is in the shape of an ellipse. Ellipse.
It, yeah, it's called ellipse. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's an ellipse that is longer than it is wide. So basically, it's like a circle, but like it's like this. It's like a yeah. It's like a
Mm,
yeah. Good, good. So because it's not a perfect circle, that means that sometimes the moon gets very close to the Earth, and sometimes it gets very far
yeah,
from the Earth. So,
yeah.
what is it called when the moon is the closest to the Earth? What's the name of that?
Um, I think it's called so far from the Earth point.
Yeah, so it says that at perigee, right? Perigee is the closest
Yeah,
spot in its orbit to Earth, right?
yeah.
Okay. And then when it's farthest away from Earth, what is it called?
It's called the um far farthest away
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
Earth point.
but it has a name though. It has a name for that. There's a word for that.
The
Apogee.
passage.
Apogee.
Oh, the applique is
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So apogee is when it's the farthest away, and the perigee is when it's
Yeah,
closest to Earth. Right.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Cool. Cool. So let's continue reading.
How native, how Hawaiians, I can't read that. Hawaiians.
Wait. Where are you? Meanwhile, we
Mm,
see
this
different phases of moon.
this is not the passage.
No, no, it's not the passage. No.
Yeah. So yeah. Meanwhile, we see different phases of the moon. Full, uh, crescent,
hmm
waxing, and
Waning.
waning, gi-
Waning
waning
gibbous.
gibbous. Yeah, waning gibbous. Depending on whether the sun-facing side of the moon is facing the Earth. Supermoon occurs when these two cycles match up, and the full moon coincides with its perigee, making it appear um, slightly larger and brighter in the sky. This occurs about one in every 14 full moons. Cumulative.
hmm
Uh, Astronomer at the University of Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin medicine notes.
Yeah, yeah, good, good.
Um,
Let's
yeah.
see. Let's see what. Okay, so let's go to the section where it says, "Why does the moon turn red during a lunar eclipse?"
I think it's right. It is.
Sorry. Let's just read
Yeah.
it. Let's just read it for now.
Yeah. Why does the moon turn red during a lunar eclipse? During a total solar eclipse, like the one North America saw last summer, the entire greater than bright disk of the sun turns black, revealing the sun's atmosphere. What happens during a total lunar eclipse is a bit less dramatic. That's good for non-slates. When rays of sunlight pass through the Earth's atmosphere, its gases trap and scatter the blue light in the spectrum. The red, orange, and the yellow uh, wavelengths pass into Earth's shadow and get projected onto the moon.
Good, good. All right, and then let's read the next one.
Yeah. Basically, a total lunar eclipse is like projecting of the sun sets and the sun rises onto the moon. If you are in the path of the eclipse on May 26th, that's what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So basically, the color
Yeah,
is coming from all of the lights that
yeah,
that pass into Earth's atmosphere, right?
yeah,
So the sun brings all the light into Earth, right? But then, all of that light, it's kind of like wavelengths. So it's like in the atmosphere, like these colors, um,
yeah.
yeah, they kind of
The
like
light
get,
has the
yeah,
seven colors.
exactly. It has seven colors, and then it kind of like it pushes all of those
Yeah,
colors onto the moon. So it's like
yeah,
basically what it's saying is like those colors are always there. Like every time the sun hits the earth, those colors are always there. But when the moon is in the sunlight, then those colors get put. We put those colors on the moon, and then the moon
yeah,
shows us those colors. Even if the moon isn't there, let's say the moon goes away, those colors are still there. We don't see them because there's 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 nothing to put the colors on. I don't know how to explain it. It's like even though the moon looks red,
yeah.
um, yeah, it's like
So
yeah.
the atmosphere, of the atmosphere has the blue. It is uh absorb the blue, and
Hmm.
the another like the red orange can through the atmosphere and to in the moon,
Yeah,
so the moon has that color.
exactly. Yeah, that's good. It's like only the blue light stays inside of Earth's atmosphere, right? But then the red, orange, and yellow, they go outside of the Earth's atmosphere, right? And then they
Yeah,
hit the moon. So
yeah,
that's the reason why it turns red. Yeah, cool. We learned a lot today. We learned a lot about the super moons and the blood moon. So and I think there's also a video here that you can watch, and it'll explain a little bit more um, about this. So yeah, I mean, like hopefully you get to see a super moon and a blood moon um, for yourself. Hopefully,
yeah,
you don't have to look at pictures. Maybe you can see it in person. But yeah,
yeah,
it's good to like always know these type of things, and I think it's fun. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. All right, great. So this is the end of today's lesson. So I'll let you go. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time.
Have a great day.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks. Bye.
Bye